It's been kind of a rough week for me. My brother passed away. Many of you subscribers have heard him in the background on a lot of my videos, and he's my chief taste tester. But he passed away over a week ago, and so it's been a rough week. But life goes on, and he supported my freeze drying, so he'll understand that I got to get a video out to keep you guys watching my channel. I don't want you to fade away. So we are going to do today something that really sounds fun to me. So I got these Jello balls that I did in September of 2019. Who remembers back that far? And we are going to coat those in chocolate using my snack coater. So first of all, I want to get these open because it doesn't look like I put an O2 absorber in there, and see how they lasted over 4.5 years. In particular, I want to try a pudding one because there's Jello and pudding, different flavors in there. That tastes good. I remember those white ones were cheesecake. Yep, nothing wrong with those. Let's try a Jello one. They all taste good. That's great news. So, first thing I'm going to do is I got these Ghirardelli dark chocolate wafers. And I'm going to measure 2 cups, a generous 2 cups. And then we're going to put 3/4 of that, roughly, in my melting pot here. And we're going to turn that up to about 140, and we are going to get these melted. Turn that on. I'm going to keep this stirring. We'll get that nice and melted and up to temperature, which the bag for Ghirardelli, I give you all the directions on that. Get my eyeballs out here on how to temper this. It says, heat the chocolate to 117 to 118 degrees Fahrenheit until it's all completely melted. Then add this unmelted chocolate into there and stir it continuously until it drops down to about 80 to 82 degrees Fahrenheit. And then we gently warm it back up to 88 degrees Fahrenheit. And then that's how we work with it. It's tempered then. And we work with it between the temperatures of 86 and 90 degrees. So, we'll get this all melted and I'll be right back. Okay, my chocolate is back up to temperature now. 88 degrees. We're going to keep an eye on that. Make sure it stays between 86 and 90 degrees. So let's go ahead and get these loaded. This is a good time to tell you that if you didn't want to go through the process of tempering chocolate and all that, you could easily use those wafers that you can get from Hobby Lobby or Michael's or Almond Bark, and all that stuff doesn't need tempering. But let's go ahead and dump 1 jar in there. We'll see how that handles. I might try and squeeze 2 in there. I'm going to set this to stir. Move my chocolate a little bit closer so I don't make a lot of mess. And just drizzle some chocolate on there. Now these are really light, so I don't know how they're going to react. We'll just play around with it and see. freeze-dried and kind of airy, you never know. If I get that turned towards you a little bit better. There you go. Those things have done pretty well, so I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more. Mark them down. Get them rolling again. You can see when they get ready to go in, reach your hand in there and separate them. When they stop sticking to the side, then I'm just going to go through and rake it with my fingers and individually knock those into single balls so they don't have any clumps. So far so good. They're looking good. You don't want to be too rough with these because they will powderize in your hand. So just gently knock them loose and they all seem to be rolling pretty nice. So we'll let that turn for a minute or two until that chocolate, if you see anything that's stuck together in there, reach in there and just knock them apart. So we'll let that chocolate solidify. And you get something like that, just breaking apart. Like that. I think we can get away with adding this other jar. I'm going to let those spin a little bit longer, get them nice and separate. Just dump those in there. Oh yeah. Chocolate on those. In these early stages, you want to be pretty light on the chocolate. We can be more generous once we get them initially coated. Alright, let's do another coat. somewhere. Alright, so here's what we got at so far. Being ever so slightly more generous with the chocolate as we go. Not much more, but just a little bit more generous as we go along. So we're well into it right now. Several layers later, and you can see that it's starting to come up in chunks, dropping. That's good. But the balls are getting rounder and everything's coming out really well, but I just wanted to show you that. Don't worry about that coming up and dropping. Eventually that will stop. And when they start sticking to the side, just take your thing and your spatula and just run it along the edge. Like that. That'll get them moving again. Wanted to break in there and let you see that. So no surprises when you do it at home. Alright, we'll press on. Okay, we're coming up to the end of my chocolate. That was 2 cups of chocolate. I got a couple more coats I think I can put on there. Might as well use it all. But they're looking really good. See that? So I think I can get one more coat out of that. And that's going to be my last one. Alright, we'll let that sort out, and I will be back after I've got this all cleaned up and repositioned my camera. Okay, while I cleaned up, I just let that stay running. Let's dump them out. Alright, so what I'm going to do is let these dry overnight, and then we'll polish them up and get them nice and pretty. And so I will see you tomorrow and we'll polish these up. Okay, life happened, and it's been a couple of days since I took these out. So now we are ready to polish these. I got 2 tablespoons of tap water in there. And I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of my gum Arabic powder. And we are going to start the process of dissolving that, which is a little bit of a process. You need very little of this. Probably get away with 1 tablespoon and 1 tablespoon, but I just find it easier to get it out of the cup if there's 2 tablespoons. If that makes sense. So I'm trying to get rid of any lumps in there. Like I say, that's a bit of a process. You can leave this set for a long time and it probably would just absorb because it does dissolve in water. Alright, let's dump these chocolate coated Jello balls into my pot. Alright, let's do it to it. Here's one more stir. Put that on. Stir on my pot here. Like that. I'm just going to take a little bit in a teaspoon here and put that on there. Let those start moving, I hope. Yeah, there they go. There they go. Come right on the lip here, so I'm going to watch that carefully, make sure they don't roll out. I'm just going to let those spin for a few minutes. Let that kind of dry, and we probably put another coat on that, and that'll be it. So I'll see you in a few minutes. As that Aieve gum starts to dry, it wants to stick to the side, so you just have to use a spatula to kind of knock them loose. Okay, that took about 10 minutes before those quit sticking to the side. And that's what you want to happen before you put your next coat on. Another spoon in there. And let her spin. It'll get sticky after a minute, start wanting to stick to the sides, and that's when you got to run your spatula along it and just keep them knocked loose. Here we go, it's starting to stick now. So we just keep our spatula in there, keep it moving until they roll freely. This gum Aieve is really sticky stuff. But it does a nice job polishing. Okay, we are at the end. So just to reiterate, I put them in, I put 1 spoon of the gum on there, let it spin for about 10 minutes. Now we had to keep that knocked off with our spatula, because that's very sticky stuff. Ran it for 10 minutes until they started rolling freely like they are now. Then I added another spoon, did the same thing, ran it for 10 minutes, keeping it, knocking it off until they started rolling freely. And then what I did was just let them run for a further 10 minutes. After they were rolling freely, I let them run for a further 10 minutes. And that is the results. Some nice, shiny, chocolate coated Jello balls. And there you have it. There they are. Let's see how they taste. That's a green one because I can see the green coming through the chocolate. Those are delicious. Orange. Those are absolutely gorgeous. The pudding ones and the Jell-O. Cheesecake. Life is like a box of chocolates. You don't know what you're going to get inside. So there you have it. I'm happy with those. Those come out really nice. Especially the Jell-O. I am super happy with that. Another original by John and Bibbs. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I look forward to seeing you next time.